Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Start of another week. Good to have you on, and we appreciate it. Big time. Thank you. And let's say hello to a few folks here. Let me see. Who's number one? It is Brahim. You found the trick. And Mike, you're always up there. 1 and 2, you two guys. Mike from Norland and Brahim from Portland, Oregon. Eric, you're right at the top. And from Oshawa, Kevin. Mary, Norwich. Christina, North York. Sue, good morning. And Carrie from Nebraska, good morning. Nick from our staff. Linda, St. Jude, Quebec. And Fran from Orangeville, good morning. And Georgie from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Nativity, good morning. And Chantal, Andre, bonjour. Suzanne, how are you? Wendy, London. And Yolande, bonjour. Ashley, good morning. And Jeanette, how are you? And Catherine from Springdale, Newfoundland, and Charlene from British Columbia. Wendy, Markham, good morning. Louise, Chile, yeah, we got frost this morning. John from Elgin, Illinois, we appreciate you. Fran, Tilsonburg, and Evelyn, good morning. And Shelley from Baxter. Yvonne from Petawawa. Carol from West Virginia, and I want to sing. Sandy, Washington, Vancouver, Washington. Louise, good morning. Margie, Francis, good morning. And Victoria from Saskatchewan. Danny, how are you? Carol from Newfoundland. And David from Ridgeway. Couple more. Maureen, Penticton, British Columbia, and that would be bright and early. Dorothy from Newfoundland. Faye from Terrace. Anne, good morning. And Robin from Connecticut. Sophia from Mexico. Kathy from the Philippines. Good. No, it'd be good night there. What is it? Brahim. Wait a minute. I already said hello to you, Brahim. Lynn. Nancy, Kapuskasing, -3. Yikes, Norma, Texas. Douglas from St. Thomas, Evangeline, how are you? A couple more. Sarisa from St. Catharines, did I say that right? Rachel, Sandy. Oh, you know what? I'm backwards today. You're right, I didn't put my screen the right way. Now, let me, I think I'd probably have to start over again. So I don't want to do that. And do you want me to try? Okay, if I get cut off, I'm going to start again. Hold it. How's that? Is that better? Okay, just give me a thumb. Okay, there's the thumbs up. Okay, that was my fault. Guys, I pull this, I don't know how many times a day, a senior citizen's card. And I go, I'm a senior. And when it comes to technology, I'm really bad. Okay, you know what we're doing? We're going to look at some headlines that come out in the last week. Some right over the weekend. And some of them were show-stopping, okay? Show-stopping. I gotta tell you this one, and I probably will go into some detail on this. We gotta go into more detail on another program, but let me tell you this. This came out on the weekend, okay, that I saw, and it's a showstopper. Remember last week we talked about vitamin B12, and we talked about that being a significant biomarker, and the reason is, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but B12 is a seed. Low B12 is a seed of disease. Remember I talked about that? Leaky gut, high circulating insulin, oxidative damage, okay? So for years and years and years, the Martin Clinic always talked about, because listen, and there's a lot of books on this, and there's a lot of research on this, and those who are caught up in medicine, I mean caught up to new research, will admit that inflammation is a key factor in chronic disease. Heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, autoimmune. Those five. Five chronic diseases. Inflammation, and as a matter of fact, they say it's the root. Now at the Martin Clinic, we say no, it's not the root. Inflammation is not Houdini. There's a reason for inflammation. Okay? High circulating insulin or insulin resistance, leaky gut, leaky everything. It's a seed of disease, especially autoimmune. Okay? 3, oxidative damage, free radical damage. Okay? Then we added B12 because new research is showing low levels of B12, inflammation is created in the body. Okay? So again, inflammation's not Houdini. Now I'm going to give you another one. Okay? And this is, okay, this is vitamin D, and we've talked about it. We already put vitamin D in. So 5 seeds of disease all cause mortality with low vitamin D. You got low vitamin D? Research shows you're going to die of something sooner. That's how important vitamin D is. And of course, in sun, steak, and steel, what do I say? You're a human solar panel. Every cell in your body has antennas for vitamin D, especially your immune T cells. Okay? Your body's a Tesla. Okay? Your body's a solar panel. And it runs on batteries. And the batteries are charged by vitamin D. Okay? So we talk about that all the time. And we double down on that, triple down on that, quadruple down on that. Vitamin D, vitamin D, vitamin D. Is there anybody that talks more about vitamin D than me? Probably not. Probably not. And guys, consistent for many, many, many years. Now, here's a new study, and it blew my socks away. Okay? Earth-shattering. Groundbreaking, jaw-dropping research on vitamin D. And here it is, okay? Hot off the presses. Fructose consumption lowers vitamin D levels. Fructose consumption, here's the actual headline, leads to vitamin D deficiency. Holy moly. Holy smokes. Think about that. When you consume fructose. Now listen, let me separate fructose for a minute, okay? You know what God's candies are, right? Fruit. That's God's candies. And the reason I like that expression, God's candies, is because today, when 93% of the population, 93% of the population is in trouble with metabolic syndrome, okay? 93%. And metabolic syndrome is a problem of carbohydrates and insulin resistance. Okay? Carbohydrates, bad carbs, and sugars. Okay? Now, there's a specific sugar called fructose. And everybody thinks it's healthy. And if you're eating a fruit, you're eating some berries, you're not going to see me have a conniption. Okay? Really. Because people think, well, Dr. Martin, you don't like fruit. Well, I do, but they're God's candies. Don't eat too much of it. Don't live on it. People live on fruits and vegetables. I see commercials. You need 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. No, you don't. That's nonsense. You don't need 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. You don't. Now, I'm not against you having some fruit. But if you're in the 93% that have trouble with insulin resistance, then you don't want to live on fructose. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem in our society. It's not because we're eating too much fruit. It's because we are drinking too much fruit. God meant you to eat fruit, not drink it. Okay? Eat fruit. And don't live on it. They're God's candies. Now, okay? Let me put this study into perspective. The study says, when you consume fructose, you need an enzyme to break that down. That enzyme to break down fructose requires an enzyme. Okay, that enzyme requires an enzyme, okay, complicated, to break down vitamin D. So, fructose competes with vitamin D, the assimilation of it, the absorption of it. Now, a little bit of fructose. You're eating fruit and you want to have an apple. I don't care. I really don't. An apple a day doesn't keep the doctor away. Steak a day keeps the doctor away. Okay? We need to change that. But what I am saying, and you guys know this more than any other audience in the world, there is a demon out there in the nutrition world. There is the Antichrist of sugars in the world. You know what it's called? What's it called? High fructose corn syrup. And whenever you go to the grocery store and you see sugar added, any sugar added, they always, 99% of all food industries since the 1980s have switched the sugar and they're now using high fructose corn syrup. Why? It was government subsidized. It was invented in a lab. It's addictive, worse than cocaine. It's in everything from cereals to crackers, to yogurt, to whatever. I mean it. In the grocery stores. That is high fructose corn syrup. My friend, when the world thought they were smart, okay? I remember this is, I'm going to bring you back into the 1990s because I had a radio show and I was talking about the dangers of high fructose corn syrup. I had a nutrition, she was a dietitian, as a matter of fact, call me up. Somehow she got my number, call me up, and argue with me that high fructose corn syrup was actually good for you. And I said, well, yeah, but you've been bought and paid for. I said, listen, I'm going to give you a little lesson on what high fructose corn syrup does. And the more we study it, even today, here we are in 2023, the more we study it, the more we realize it is the Frankenstein of sugars. High fructose corn syrup is a big problem. It goes to your liver. It's the reason that before 1980, do you know, before 1980, true story, there was no such thing, at least not documented, of fatty liver. There was cirrhosis of the liver, but not fatty liver. And the day Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Kraft Foods, Heinz, you name those food companies, pretty well all been bought out now. There's about 8 companies left. 8 or 10 food companies left. Cereals. They've all been, they're conglomerates. But their sugar changed. And they use high fructose corn syrup, and the rest is history, my friend. Have we ever seen a society with so much diabetes? Have we ever seen a society with so much obesity? Have we ever seen a society with so much chronic disease? And now we're finding out that high fructose corn syrup or drinking fruit, okay? I'm eliminating from that process eating fruit. Now, I don't want you to live on bananas. I don't want you to live on that. I don't want you to live on any fruit. I don't care if you enjoy God's candies, but you need to be careful, especially if you're in that 93%. If you got metabolic syndrome, high blood pressure, high A1C, above 5.4, if you have belly fat, if you have high uric acid levels, if you have high triglycerides and low HDL, I've been looking at blood work all weekend. And a lot of people are upside down. Their triglycerides are too high and their HDL is too low. And that means you have metabolic syndrome. That means that you and insulin don't get along. That means that you and carbs don't get along. And one of the low-hanging fruits to change, to get off the Titanic, is to eliminate high fructose corn syrup. How do you know if it's high fructose corn syrup? Well, if they added sugar, the food industries are liars, liars, pants on fires. Because they don't even have to tell you they're using high fructose corn syrup. They'll couch it. It's a sleight of hand. They'll fudge it by saying it's just, sugar. No, it's high fructose corn syrup. It's cheap. It is addictive. It is super sweet. And it goes directly to your liver and messes you up. Okay. Enough of the preamble to tell you, let's get back to vitamin D. The study is, when you consume, look at kids today. High fructose corn syrup. Fructose. In those drinks. In those sodas. When they go to Starbucks. I see young people in Starbucks and I'm going, oh, they must be listening to my podcast because they like coffee. No. It's these crazy drinks they put in. You know that Starbucks, I classify it as a candy store. I had grandchildren working there as baristas. I think that's what they were called. And they used to tell me, Grandpa, if you saw the amount of sugar we add to those drinks. Oh yeah? You mean they're not just in there ordering a coffee? No. They have specialty drinks. Okay. Grandpa, they're full of sugar. You would not approve. Okay. But that fructose, listen, Lindas and Larrys. Fructose makes a beeline to the liver. Okay, that's bad. What happens in the liver doesn't stay in the liver. It's not Las Vegas. Teaching. Somebody said to me on the weekend, Dr. Martin, I like the fact that you repeat. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. I know there's a lot of repetition on this program. I don't apologize for it. It's the way I learn. It's the way I learn. And I teach by repetition. Okay? I'm sorry. Well, I'm not. But if I've offended you. Okay? Now, but isn't it interesting? When you consume fructose, high fructose corn syrup, we'll leave it at that. Cereal, sweets, pastries, sodas, juices, yogurts, those fruit-based yogurts, and things like that people think are good for them. There's a way that the body has to break that down, and it robs you of vitamin D, the making of vitamin D in your body. Isn't that incredible? No wonder vitamin D is associated with, or deficiency of vitamin D is associated with all-cause mortality. All-cause mortality. It's across the board. Name me a disease and they, vitamin D is low. Do you think it's a good idea to get your vitamin D up? And can you imagine these kids and people that are hooked on sugar? Their vitamin D is low. And of course, fructose, we talked about this eons ago. Fructose, high fructose corn syrup, on its way to the liver, like it's on a jet plane to the liver when you consume it. But on the way there, it messes up your microbiome. And it feeds yeast or candida like nobody's business. Remember, yeast loves sugar, especially high fructose corn syrup, because they get it instantly. Okay? Now, not eating a fruit, because they're going to get it slower. And yeast is like a teenager that's looking for sugar, or a kid. Okay, guys, think about the significance of that. If vitamin D is essential for your immune system, we all know that. Hello, government agencies. Hello, the College of Physicians and Surgeons. Hello, dietitians. They haven't got the memo. They're scared skinny of vitamin D. Every day I hear patients telling me. Every day I hear our listeners telling me, the doctor said, why do I want to take your vitamin D levels? And don't take too much vitamin D. Vitamin D is toxic. It'll kill you. Guys, that was never true. And today, with all the chronic diseases that we're losing the war on chronic diseases. We're so silly. We're upside down. It's almost like we're not looking, or we're looking for love in all the wrong places. It's almost like we don't want to know the truth. What was that? The movie. You can't take the truth. Isn't that what he said? Or no, but seriously, guys, you know, it's just amazing to me. Something as simple and inexpensive as vitamin D supplementation, or even better, by the sun. They want you to stay away from the sun. They want you not to take vitamin D. Oh, you can take 1,000 IUs, but be careful. Be careful. Ooh. They got it upside down. Man, I get frustrated. Fructose consumption leads to vitamin D deficiency in the body. To break down fructose, the body increases the production of an enzyme, which in turn breaks down the body's supply of vitamin D. The enzyme also weakens another enzymes that's needed to create vitamin D. High fructose corn syrup, guys, I put that on in a class by itself, is bad news for you. It's bad news for the production of vitamin D in the body. Man, this is so significant. This ought to turn medicine upside down. What did I say during the virus? What did I say? I was thinking about it yesterday. Put everybody in the sun. Everybody. Like they did with the Spanish flu. Bring everybody out and put them in the sun. All the seniors, put them in the sun. I was in Florida when they closed it down. I was screaming like John the Baptist. I happened to be on the beach when they closed it. I said, are you crazy? This is what we need to fight a virus. Vitamin D. Oh. Anywho, and they really restricted us what we could say. I was like, I was muzzled. Oh, but guys, at least let's get everybody some vitamin D. Fructose consumption. And I'm adding to the headline, high fructose corn syrup consumption. I'm sorry I got to do it because it's, like I said, fruit are God's candies. Don't live on them. I mean it. 30 days for a reset. Don't have any fruit. Why am I doing that? because I don't want you to be using insulin, hardly any. And I want to lower that, okay? Because when you're doing the reset, the vast majority of people doing them are part of the 93% with that metabolic syndrome. That's what I'm trying to fix. Okay? And I'm not saying fruit is bad. I'm not. But don't live on it. Okay? Got the memo? Okay. This is incredible headline, guys. Incredible. If we can only get our kids and grandchildren to get that memo to understand, you know what? Heck, they can't even order a pizza that they don't put high fructose corn syrup in that. I mean, I feel sorry for kids. They don't know. They don't know. And you think the big food industry is going to switch sugars anytime soon? Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. This is all about the bottom line and money. And they ain't going to do it. And they got their converts. They addicted them. Like I said, low-hanging fruit. If you do nothing else, cut out all sugar in your diet if you can do it. My word, what happens inside the body is absolutely incredible. Crazy how good that is for you. Okay? I didn't say it was easy, but it's good for you. Oh, Dr. Martin, my doctor said you need some glucose in your brain. Yeah. But your body will take a piece of steak and make glucose. And it's a lot better for you. Okay, guys, we got a great week coming up. We got some new studies here. Oh, man, on cholesterol, a new one on coffee. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Okay, a lot of good stuff. I'm going to comment on the red meat studies that just came out. Ugh. I got a migraine when I read some of the stuff here. Okay. You know what Friday is? It's question and answer Friday. Okay, so I need you to send your questions in because we need questions because it's question and answer Friday. So let's get ready. Send in your questions. Okay, no questions silly. I like questions. Okay, how do you learn? I said this to my grandson the other day. How do you learn? Ask questions. Ask questions. That's how I learned. That's how I had inside information on my patients. You know how I learned all that? Ask questions. Patients had inside information. I had to get it out of them. Ask questions. Okay? I don't mind you asking me questions. I like it. I encourage it. I used to encourage my patients. Bring a notepad. What? Bring a notepad. Ask questions. You got my attention. Ask me. Okay. Okay, guys. Oh, I love you dearly. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It's unreal. This will be, spread this out. You know how Facebook works? No, I don't either. Okay. It works by algorithms. What's that mean? I don't know. I'm a senior. No, but I know this. The more you share it, the more Facebook shares it. Okay? And we have, unreal. Just on Facebook alone, we have 80,000 plus followers on Facebook. So this gets, I love you guys coming on live, of course. I love that. Okay? Live audience. But remember, these are turned into podcasts. And the Doctor is in podcast. You can tell your friends about that. They can download it on, and they get it automatically on their smart device. Okay? But don't ask me how to do that. Okay? No, you can. You can get our podcast. And, okay? Got it? Okay. We love you dearly. Talk to you soon. Okay. How do I close this off here? I don't know.